What's up guys? Today we're gonna have a look at this ultimate budget phone, the Poco X3. This phone is packed with a lot of features like 120Hz, a quad cam setup, and lot, and it costs around $200. So let's have a look into it. I have timestamped the video for you guys. If you wish, you could jump onto that part as well. Let's start from the design of this phone. The design is pretty straightforward for 2020. A hole punch camera on the front, a quad cam setup in a weird looking camera module, and at the back of the phone is a plastic back with a glassy like reflectivity with the racing stripe thingy on the back. And there's a Poco naming in case if you forgot down the lane. And this phone also equips an IR blaster at the top of the phone for some reasons. And interestingly, you have the LED notification from the mesh of the earpiece on the front, which is pretty nice and thoughtful actually. Then on the left side of the phone, you got the volume rockers, fingerprint reader, and a micro SD slot. Then at the bottom, you got the audio jack, which is awesome, and this is much needed because people buying this phone won't be able to buy another wireless buds, which obviously would increase their budget. And there are two speakers on this phone, one at the bottom and another at the top of the phone, which gives the stereo effect to the sound you hear. And they also have a self-cleaning speakers for some reasons, which is pretty much appreciated for this price range they offer. Like there are phones like OnePlus Nord who have a creepy audio for around $400. But wait, there are some trade-off which I'll summarize at the end of the video. And hey, if you're enjoying this video, subscribing would be a great support for this channel. The display of this phone is an LCD display which obviously due to budget constraints we couldn't expect an OLED. Even with the LCD display, the phone has a 120Hz refresh rate which is very easy for your eyes to play games and scrolling without any much of a ghosting at the back. And there's a problem here for the display if you're much into buying this phone. While on a stable use without any moving colors, the frame rate drops drastically to 1 FPS. And when you tend to scroll, the FPS comes back to life, because of which you could catch a stutter on the display. You could wonder why don't they give all-time constant 120 FPS, and if you wish, you could drain your battery pretty soon with constant 120 FPS. Well, I wish Xiaomi should have provided an option to toggle between the adaptive refresh rates. And gaming on this phone won't be an issue as the display would recognize it and gives its best. In addition to that, the phone has a linear vibrating motor which provides a different vibrating patterns for the game you play, which definitely adds a selling point for the phone. Speaking of gaming, the performance on this phone is somewhat good actually. It's powered by the Snapdragon 782G processor with 6GB of RAM and a fast UFS 2.1 storage starting from 64GB. The processor which is equipped is not bad at all. Even the higher price ranged models like Galaxy M51 has the same processor for around $350. Since this is a mid-range smartphone, there are some trade-offs in the performance segments too. Since the processor can clock up to 2.3 GHz, this is a slow performer in some cases. Like when you're searching or opening up a camera, it takes a couple of seconds to animate. Other than that, while gaming, there won't be any issues till the battery lasts. And speaking of battery life, this thing has a massive 5160 mAh battery, which they claim to last more than a day if you're a light user. And if you're gaming, constant scrolling and capturing videos at higher resolutions, the screen time is about 10 to 15 hours. While you could charge the battery under an hour with a 33-watt fast charger, this won't be any issues. And a 33-watt fast charger comes with the box. Speaking of capturing, the camera performance on this device is extraordinary, and if you're following the Poco series, its predecessor, the Poco F1, has got great post-processing of picture, which even rated amongst the best camera phones around the world. Since this phone comes under the Poco series, this has its Poco DNA and performs better in picture quality with clean, easy shots. The specification of the camera are 64MP main camera, 13MP ultra-wide with 119-degree field of view and comes with the 2 megapixel macro camera and the 2 megapixel depth camera. As we seen previously on the OnePlus Nord, the 2 megapixel macro lens on that camera isn't very ideal, which even applies to this phone as well. Other than that, the main 64MP megapixel lens is absolutely phenomenal and crushes the details and gives better dynamic range. In addition to that, this Xiaomi also offers a wide variety of filters to the camera, which I'm not a fan of it. There's even an option to capture from your front-facing camera and the back-facing camera at the same time for some reasons. With that, even offers a lot of modes to explore. Speaking of exploring, the OS on this device is what they call the MIUI 12. As you know, in the past, the MIUI has ton of bloatware apps and a lot of ads inside the OS, which is not advisable. Well, here in this device, I wouldn't say it's gone, it's the same. Yeah, MIUI sucks. Okay, let me give you what are all the trade-offs you should be carrying while buying this phone. And if you're dead serious in buying this phone, better you should end this video right now. First, the screen size. Since this is a LED display, the viewing angles are quite bad. And from the video, you could see that there are some inconsistency in the lighting and even near the bezels too. Trade-off number 2 is that the variable refresh rate. As said before, this varies from 1 FPS to maximum of 120 FPS, which you could barely capture the split second of the stutter on the display. Trade-off number 3 is that the longevity of this phone. Since this has a large capacity battery and you're pushing the electrons into the battery as fast as you can with the 33 watt fast charger without any software to slow it down when it's about to reach its full potential, and you're draining it instantly by gaming with a shitty UI, well, the lifespan of the phone can't be expected more than a year. And with this wraps the video for the Poco X3. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like, comment, and I'll try to answer as much as possible. And subscribe to have more videos like this.